Where you live and who you are makes a big difference to how easy it is to access energy. For cooking food, keeping warm or cool, lighting your home, doing work, and communicating with others. Access to affordable, reliable, and safe forms of energy services, as well as housing, are essential to improve well-being, economic opportunities, and quality of life. There is, however, an uneven landscape of inequality and poverty. Informal settlements in rapidly urbanizing cities of the global south face the greatest injustices with inadequate housing, costly and insecure forms of energy, and exposure to energy risks. These conditions, in turn, reinforce poverty traps for inhabitants, affecting what they are able to do and be in life. These injustices become even more acute during crises such as COVID-19 pandemic, where we are told to stay home, when home cannot provide for the most basic of needs and comfort for many. Two cities, Lima and Ahmedabad, illustrate the challenges. Both are global cities with significant inequalities. However, their different histories and the strategies used to address energy and housing needs of the urban poor present contrasting approaches and offer important lessons for sustainable energy futures. Lima is Peru's capital and one of the driest cities in the world. The population has increased rapidly to 9 million. In the absence of affordable housing, settlements continue to emerge on steep slopes through the efforts of inhabitants. An estimated 2.8 million people in Lima live on the slopes and have to cope without water or electricity connection for many years, while they wait to be served by the main utility systems. Residents in Lima also access affordable housing in older and more consolidated informal settlements, as well as the neglected and deteriorating historic centre. Such areas concentrate vulnerable tenants and suffer from overcrowding, precarious living conditions, and dysfunctional infrastructure. Ahmedabad is the 7th largest city in India, with 5.6 million inhabitants and 36% living in inadequate housing. The climate, with very hot summers exceeding 40 degrees Celsius, leads to acute health concerns for those living in poor quality accommodation, making thermal comfort a key priority for residents. Although many settlements emerge through the efforts of inhabitants, the state and developers play a greater role in their redevelopment, unlike Lima. Since 2010, the city's focus has been on in situ upgrading following a multi-story condominium model. The shift in morphology from sprawling, low-rise settlements to purpose-built apartment blocks has meant significant changes in the use of space and energy practices. Little is known about the energy practices, needs, and aspirations of inhabitants in informal settlements. The ways in which those practices change when settlements are upgraded or relocated are equally poorly understood. Also, because such settlements are often marginalized and kept off the map from public investments and data gathering, they are excluded from urban planning decisions, which in turn leads to long-standing deprivation. This raises some important questions. What are the energy practices in communities that are off-grid, and how do these relate to different housing typologies? How can these energy practices be represented in planning processes and energy modeling tools? How can the capacities of stakeholders be strengthened to tackle energy-related risks, and the voices of inhabitants be included in decision-making processes? GEMDev fosters meaningful exchange between different types of knowledge and seeks to inform strategies for sustainable energy futures and dignified habitat for all.